In Iran, Donald Trump's foreign policy by clown car continues to careen towards disaster. After this failed war with Iran, Trump needs to rename the art of the deal, the art of the faceplant, the art of the faceplant. Just days after Trump boasted he had reopened the Straits of Hormuz, Iran announced it was closing the strait again. Trump hasn't been able to guarantee safe passage through the strait yet, but he already has waived the sanctions to allow Iran to bring billions of dollars in oil revenue. Iran gets what it wants, Trump dithers. Now Trump and Vance are patting themselves on the back about getting Iran to agree to nuclear inspections that only stopped after Trump's 2025 strikes. And what exactly will this access look like? Trump and Vance refuse to provide details, just like the rest of this so-called understanding. Trump's memo of understanding reads like an Iranian wish list. After Trump's war, Iran gets to keep backing its terrorist proxies, to keep building ballistic missiles, to maintain its stranglehold on the global economy, and to rake in hundreds of billions of dollars in reconstruction aid and maritime tolls. Trump got taken to the cleaners by Iran. The administration keeps telling us not to read too much into the understanding, but there's one thing that's very easy to read. The American people hate this war. They want it to end. Roughly 80% of Americans say they want this war to end immediately. Two-thirds disprove how Trump has handled Iran. And can anyone blame them? All the American people have gotten from Trump's war are skyrocketing gas prices at the pump, backbreaking inflation, the tragic loss of 13 service members, and the wounding of hundreds of others. The story of Trump's ruinous war has been the same since day one. The Iranian regime gets emboldened, the American people get screwed, and Donald Trump gets himself into a deeper and deeper hole. The cost of this war will only get worse every second it continues. We need a full accounting of everything Trump has given away as part of his 14-point understanding. I continue to call on Trump, Secretary Rubio, and the rest of the leadership team to brief the full Senate without delay. It's outrageous none of us have gotten a briefing yet. Why don't they want to give us a briefing? Are they embarrassed? Is it so vague that they told Iran one thing and we'll have to tell the world another? Is it because Trump got taken to the cleaners? Is it because Trump's embarrassed to have this understanding fully discussed by the people who put it together? It's been 8 days since this so-called understanding was announced. Why is the administration so scared to come to Congress and the American people and defend their war, their deal? Trump ought to listen to what Senate Democrats and the American people have been saying for months and end this war for good. On housing, as Trump fixates on vanity projects that only he seems to care about, we're advancing our housing bill to address issues Americans actually care about. As home ownership has gotten further and further out of the reach for working families, so is the American dream. It's every young family's dream to own their own home. So when they pay money, it builds equity, it builds a future for their retirement, for their kids. Instead of when you pay rent, the money just goes away. So people want home ownership. But now the median home buyer in America is 40 years old. The down payment is excruciating to many and puts housing out of reach for them. A record 242 cities in the U.S. now have typical starter homes valued at $1 million or more. Road to Housing helps put our country on the right track towards fixing the housing shortage that's driving up costs. The legislation starts to streamline the zoning bottlenecks that have slowed down construction from one end of the country to the other. The bill also supports new manufactured modular housing, as well as the conversion, something really important to New York and to me, the conversion of old office buildings into housing so we can get more homes on the market. Road to housing also stops institutional investors from squeezing American families out of the housing market. The road to housing is a strong start, but just the beginning. Democrats will continue to come up with innovative solutions to lower the cost of housing and all other necessities that working families need to achieve that American dream, which seems more out of reach than ever before because of this administration. We'll work with whomever it takes to end the affordability crisis. So congratulations to Senator Warren. Congratulations to the members of the Banking Committee for their leadership on this bill. And congratulations to all my colleagues on both sides of the aisle who supported it. On FISA. On the FISA negotiations, Trump didn't simply move the goalposts. He set fire to the whole stadium with his team. It's still inside. They're sort of rushing out right now. Trump's plan to visit the Capitol on Wednesday will probably only add fuel to the fire in the GOP. Senate Republicans are in complete disarray on this important issue, with Trump blindsiding them everywhere they turn. Trump has embarrassed Senate Republicans every step of the way. Trump is proudly holding America's national security hostage, demanding the passage of the SAVE Act, the worst anti-voting rights legislation he's ever dreamed up, and that's a high bar, and he wants it as ransom. In attaching the SAVE Act to FISA, Trump's saying he won't make America secure unless we abandon our voting rights. What a trade. You want to be more secure? Give up on your voting rights. What a horrible bargain. Only Trump could come up with something this mendacious. If Trump wants to blow up his own party, so be it. But threatening our national security just to disenfranchise millions of Americans and to install an inexperienced political hack like Pulte as DNI is reckless even for Trump. On the reflecting pool, Donald Trump has just handed Americans a perfect picture of his presidency. His families are drowning in bills, and Trump is drowning in reflecting pool algae. Americans are losing their homes. They're cutting back at the grocery store. They're walking to work because gasoline is expensive. And Trump's top priority right now is cleaning up the reflecting pool. Give me a break. How many hours did Trump spend last week talking about lowering costs, about helping families, about making life easier for Americans, for working Americans? And compare that to how many hours did Trump spend talking about the reflecting pool? It ain't pretty. America needs a president right now, not a pool boy. Trump's priorities are completely out of whack. He still manages to screw up something as trivial as the reflecting pool. It's a tale as old as time in Trump's Washington. Trump ignores the experts, jumps at the first idea that pops into his head, gives a buddy a no-bid contract at the taxpayer's expense, and then blames invisible enemies when his stupid ideas fail. Trump handpicked the personal pool guy for his hotel to helm the project. It doesn't matter whether the job is leading the Pentagon or fixing the reflecting pool. The only criteria Trump cares about is that you're his crony or you look good on TV. Qualifications has nothing to do with it. And every day, Trump, his administration, the Republican Party, and America pay the price. When you have such unqualified people, you always pay the price, Donald Trump. If Trump devoted the same amount of time to cleaning up the corruption in his own administration as he does to cleaning up the reflecting pool, maybe his approval ratings wouldn't be at a record low. Trump's reflecting pool debacle is so unbelievably stupid, it would be funny, except the taxpayers are paying for it. Trump hasn't drained the swamp. He's made it even filthier than ever and invited his cronies in to take a swim. Yield the floor. Note the absence of a quorum.